Teach the Hatha Yoga class here at the JCC on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. So thank you for joining me. I'm sitting, I guess I give a lot of instructions. So if you're a new or a beginner, I give a lot of instructions on how to move in and out of poses. I pay particular attention to alignment. So please try to follow along. And I also give a lot of instruction on breathing. So that's going to be an important part of any yoga practice. So for tonight's class, I'm starting right close to the screen so that I can do a little demonstration of a pranayama or breathing technique that we're going to start with. It's called Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breathing. And it's just a wonderful pranayama breathing exercise that is very centering. So it's great to calm you down, but it also doesn't put you to sleep either. It makes you, it helps to calm you down, but still being alert and aware. This is a little bit maybe intimidating when you first try it because you need to turn nostril open and close different nostrils. So I'll talk you through one round and then I'll talk you through a few rounds and then you can continue on your own. So what we do is we take our, I usually mirror you, but I'm not gonna for this one. So with your right hand, take the first and second finger and then bending your knuckles and then place the fingers on the knuckles on your nose. Your ring finger will be over your left nostril, your thumb over the right nostril. Inhaling here and exhaling. Closing off the left nostril, inhale through the right. Then close off the right, release the left, exhale. Inhale left, close off the left, release the right, exhale right. So that's one complete round. I usually do this for maybe 10 full rounds. So your last exhale will be through the right nostril, or for a few minutes, like 3 minutes or something like that. So we're gonna try that today. So again, that first and second finger on your right hand, bending the knuckles, place the knuckles on the nose, and then the ring finger is placed over your left nostril, and the thumb is over your right nostril, and then your elbows towards the floor. Closing off the left nostril, inhale right. Close off right, release left, exhale left. Inhale left. Close off left, exhale right. Round one. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. And continue that for a few more rounds. And when you're done with your next round, release your hands and just notice. All right. And I'll come back to my mat now. And we're going to start with the warm-up. We'll begin by lying on our mats, legs extended, feet flexed, and arms by the side, palms facing inward, and just make sure that you've got some space behind you, because we'll be moving our arms. Inhale, lifting arms up overhead, arms fingertips towards the back of the room. Exhale, arms back by the sides. Do this 3 more times. Inhaling. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more round. Inhale. And exhale. Going to add on to that movement. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, hug right knee loosely into chest. Inhale, extend right leg towards ceiling, arms towards the back of the room. And exhale, lowering right leg and arms to the side, to the mat. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, hug left knee into chest. Inhale, extend left leg towards ceiling, arms towards the back of the room. Exhaling, lowering back to start. Inhaling, both arms overhead. Exhale, hug right knee into chest. Inhale, left leg to ceiling, arms overhead. Exhaling, lowering to start. Other side, inhaling, both arms overhead. Exhale, hug left knee into chest. Inhale, left leg to ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale, lowering back to start. So begin to do this with your own breath. Continuing that movement. Don't stress about the exact movement. Just continue to move. And do whatever you did on the right side. Try to do the same thing on the left side. Do one more complete round, both sides. Inhaling, both arms overhead. Exhale, hug right knee into chest. Inhale, extend left leg towards ceiling, arms overhead. Exhale, lowering back to start. Other side, inhaling, both arms overhead. Exhale, hug left knee into chest. Inhale, extend left leg towards ceiling, arms reaching towards the back of the room. And exhale, lowering both legs back to start. And just pause and notice. We're going to keep the left leg straight and bend that right knee, bringing it in. And then you can use your right hand to guide your right knee around as you begin to make circles. So you're making hip circles, using your right hand to guide that right thigh or knee around. Just go in one direction right now. And switch directions. And then come back to center, this time interlacing your fingers, grabbing onto your shin just beneath the knee. Begin to pull the right knee towards the back of the room. And then begin to pull that right knee towards the floor. So just brushing your thigh along the right edge of your torso. Making sure you continue to breathe. And then release down. Notice the difference between the right and the left side. So this time, left side, loosely bringing that in. You can use your left hand to help begin to guide as you begin to make hip circles in one direction. Taking whatever movement feels good for you today. And then other direction. And then coming in, interlacing your fingers, and then pull that left knee towards the back of the room, and then begin to pull that left thigh towards the floor. And then releasing back down. We're going to do one more set of movements here before we move from this position. With the left leg straight, bend that right leg in, and your knee is going to be at 45-degree angle, and a 45-degree angle. Thigh is perpendicular to the floor, shin parallel to the floor, and foot flex. As good as you can do. And then we're going to take our left hand and gently rest it on the left hip. And so you're just going to try to remind it to keep grounded. And then you're going to take your right hand and place it on the inside of that right thigh. And then begin to move that right thigh out to the side. So you might not move very far. Keeping that left leg grounded, keeping the left hip grounded. And then coming back to center and then releasing down. And we'll try the other side. And so right leg's grounded, right hand on the right hip. Bend that left, bring that left leg in, left thigh parallel to the floor, shin, left thigh perpendicular to the floor, shin parallel, taking that left hand onto the inside of that left thigh, and begin to open it out to the side. Notice I can't go very far without that right hip coming up. So we're just gently trying to encourage the opening of the hip here and trying to respect our body, continuing to keep the right side of our body in line. Bring it back to center, releasing the leg down. And then gently bring knees in towards chest, roll off to one side. And then we're going to come onto our hands and knees. So we'll start with all fours. We're going to be, again, do another flow. So shins are parallel, knees are directly under the hips, spine is long, and then your hands are shoulder width apart, wrists are shoulder width apart, and then bring them maybe an inch or two in front. And fingertips, the three middle fingers can be either facing in front or slightly dialed out to the side. And we'll just go inhaling, slight cow pose, belly goes towards floor, and exhaling, hips towards heels, extended child's pose. Again, inhaling, coming to all fours, slight cow pose, exhaling, hips towards heels, head, torso lower. Do this a few more times with your own breath. In this class, we're going to try to keep that inhale be the same length, intensity, and duration as the exhale. And keep that breath flowing in and out. And then after you get into extended child's pose, we'll just come up and watch me. We're going to add on to that movement. We'll be doing two mild slight cows to extended child's poses. Do that 2 rounds. And then we'll come up, inhale, coming on knees and shins, arms, fingertips towards ceiling, tailbone towards floor. Exhale, bringing hips towards heels, hands come behind you, base of spine, head, torso towards the floor. One more time, inhale, lifting, in that back, spine is long, and exhaling, hips towards heels, hands, base of spine, and you fold. And then walking your hands forward, back to all fours, and we'll start again. So I'll talk you through the first couple of rounds. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, extended child. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, extended child. Inhale, lifting up, arms, torso, lifting towards ceiling, spine is long. Exhale, spine is long as hips move towards heels, hands behind you, head, torso to the floor. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift. And exhaling, hips towards heels as you fold. Walking hands forward. Inhale, mild cow. Exhale, extended child. Inhale, cow. Exhale, extended child. Inhale, lifting up, torso long, tailbone towards floor, fingertips towards ceiling. Exhaling, hips towards heels as you hold. One more time. Inhale, keeping that spine long, no rounding the back as you lift. And then exhaling, folding hands behind, hips towards heels as you fold. And then walking your hands forward. I'm going to let you go through that pattern with your own breath. So again, 2 cows to extended child's poses, and then 2 lifting up, and then hips towards the heels as you fold. And just continue that a few more rounds. Moving with your own breath, not my breath. And if you don't remember the exact pattern, just continue to move with your breath. And then at the end of your next round, you can just pause and child pose. Letting the forearms, palms and hands rest on the mat. Maybe even taking a block if you have one. Let your head rest. Taking a few breaths. And now coming up, we're going to come up to stand. If you have blocks handy, this is a good time to have blocks. But you don't need blocks. I'm not assuming that everybody has blocks, but I'll explain a little bit how to use them if you do have them. We'll do a few standing poses here. So bringing feet a couple inches apart. Torso's long, facing towards the front of the room. Spine is long, suggestion of the tailbone towards the floor. We're going to do some lateral stretches. Inhale, lifting both arms overhead. Spine long. Exhale, lowering the hand to the right as you bend to the side. Inhale, coming back to center. Again, lengthening that spine, keeping both sides of the torso long as you exhale to the left. And just continue this movement with your own breath, honoring your own body. If you want to take a pause or an extra breath on the inhale or the exhale, feel free to do that. This is your class, whatever you need and works for you. And the next time you move to the right, you pause there. So inhale, center, exhaling to the right when you get there. And if you want to take, we're going to take a few breaths here. So if you want to slightly come out and then you can go a little deeper. Continue to have hips pointing towards the front of the room. And inhale, coming back to center, pausing here to lengthen, and then exhaling to the left. Going right into the deep fold, maybe inching your way down. And then inhale, lifting back up to center, and then exhaling, arms by the sides. And now we're going to go into triangle pose. We're going to do a little movement with triangle pose, so you're not going to be holding it for very long. If you have a block and you want to use a block, you can place it on the outer edge of the right foot. If not, you're just going to hold on to your shin or your thigh. So to get into this pose, I'm going to just do a little bit of instruction first, coming up close to where you can see. What we'll be doing is step that left foot back, and we want what we call railroad track alignment. So right here, my feet are a couple inches apart, stepping it back so that there's still that gap between the heels. We don't want the heels in one line. We want to have a natural movement or position for our hips, that back. So with triangle pose, we would have a long stance. Our torso and hips are facing to the side or a little bit to the front just because of the way our body is. And that back foot is going to be not pointing out to the side, not pointing to the front, somewhere in between, toes pointing roughly in the same direction as the knee is. So we're going to be long line, and I'll just show what we're going to be doing. We're going to practice coming into triangle first. Inhale, reach. Lower, hand on shin or block. Inhale, come back up. We'll just do that a few times. And as you go in, I'm going to step back here now. As you continue to move in and out, we're doing this. That right knee is pointing the same direction as the front toes. And we're trying to make sure that both sides of the torso stay long, back is straight, spine is straight. And on the next time that you go down, again, reaching forward, taking the right hand to the shin or your block. And then we're going to bring our top hand or left hand towards the back. Inhale, chest is open. And then exhale as you bring your arm over your head, gaze towards floor. Inhale, lifting that arm up, palm towards ceiling as you spiral your chest open, gaze towards ceiling. Exhaling. Hand towards front of the room, gaze towards floor. Do this 2 more times dynamically like this. Whenever you inhale, that chest spirals open. And next time, lifting back up. And releasing the hands down, and we'll switch sides. So remember that alignment from the first side. So stepping that other leg back. Again, torso, hips facing the side as opposed to facing the front. Long stance, railroad track alignment. Back foot's at an angle. Front knee and shin pointing out front. Arms parallel to the floor. Both sides of the torso lengthening. Inhale as you reach, lengthening in both sides. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift up. Exhale. Again, do this a few times dynamically. Lengthening through the torso. No need to try to reach the floor, just wherever your hand rests. And the next time we're going to stay down there. So inhale, lengthening, exhale, fold. And then top arm towards your hip, palm towards the ceiling. As you inhale, torso spiraling open. And then exhale, bringing the arm over your head, gaze towards the floor. Inhale, arm lifts up, torso spirals open. And exhaling, gaze towards floor. A few more times with your own breath. And then next time, inhale, lifting back up, hands to hips, bringing feet together. Another pose we're going to do, we're going to come to wide-legged forward fold. I'll come a little bit closer to you. If you have blocks, this is a great time to use them. And we're going to take a wide stance out. Torso is going to be long, parallel to the floor. And then again, this is a great time to have your hands on the blocks. So making sure you keep this in line, torso parallel to the floor. Inhale, lengthen through spine, tailbone reaching behind, crown of the head in front. Keep that lengthening. Exhale, twisting to the right as you lift your right arm up. Inhale here. Exhale, bringing the hands back to the block. Inhale again as you re-lengthen that spine. Keep that lengthening. Exhaling to the left. Inhale here. Exhale, lower hand back down. So continue that with your own breath. Each time you go through center, take an extra inhale. And then twist to one side. And don't sweat the exact pattern. Just make sure each time you go through center, you take an extra inhale. Do whatever feels good for you. Next time you twist to the right, you can pause there. And feel free to either keep that arm extended, you can keep your top arm to your top shoulder, or maybe even bringing it behind your back, palm of the hand outside that left hip, opening that torso just a little more. Don't forget to breathe. And then unfolding the arm, lowering it back down. Other side, inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, twist to left. Again, pausing here, taking whatever arm variation. And unfolding arm, lowering it back down. And then bringing hands to your hips, torso parallel to the floor. Inhale, lifting up. We're going to do another a balancing pose, and this can be a challenging balancing pose, so feel free to go to a wall to help with the balance if that works for you. So we're going to shift our weight into our right foot, hands on the hips. And if you fall out of the pose, just slowly come back in. And I'm not sure how well I'll do as I talk and do this. So lifting that left leg up, just like in the beginning of class, that thighs parallel to the floor, knees at a right angle. And then taking your left hand, bringing that left leg out to the side. If you can, bring your gaze over your right shoulder, or not. And then bringing it back to center. And you can set it down for a second. We're going to do one more balance on the side. So again, shifting your weight into your right foot. Bring that left leg back up, but this time, we're going to take our right hand and take it on the outer right knee And you can stay there, or we're going to begin to twist to the back of the room. So again, here we go. Lifting your top arm, left arm up, reaching it. So that I'm just going to demonstrate, I'm just going to show you what it looks like from here. Gaze, fingertips towards the back of the room. Believe it or not, once you get into this position, it's easier to stay. And then coming back, hug knee into chest and lower down. And we'll try that with the other side, same thing. Again, feel free to play this challenging balance pose near the wall so you can get some support. This time, your other foot, so shift your weight into your left foot or your other one if you did a different one. And then we'll bring hands to the hips and lift that right thigh, 90-degree angle at the knee. And then you can take your right hand to the inside of that right thigh and pull it out to the side. You can bring your gaze over the left shoulder if you choose. Spine is long, tailbone towards floor. And bring it back to center. And then release it down just for a moment. Maybe I'll try to, this is the harder for me to balance on the side, but we'll shift our weight into your left foot. And again, that right thigh, parallel to the floor, left hand, outer edge of that right thigh, and then stay there, or lifting the arm up. Arm, gaze towards the back. And coming back to center, hugging in, release down. And now if you're getting cold, you're probably warm right now. You need to grab some water, feel free to do that. We're going to move to the floor now, back to the floor. And this can be a time where you might want to have blocks. You don't have to have them, but if you have them, I'll explain how to use them. We're going to go into a lower lunge. So our right knee is over that right ankle. Both the knee and the right toes are facing towards the front of the room. And then we'll bring that left knee back. And then we're going to first start, again, if you have blocks, sometimes this helps people to steady. You're going to be leaning into this hip. You'll feel that hip opening. You can keep your hands on the floor, or if you're comfortable on a block, spine is long. And then if it's available to you, maybe begin to bring your hands up onto the thighs, lifting the torso up. I'll give you one more option. You might want to add a twist. So begin to twist to the right, taking that left hand outside that right thigh. Twisting to the right. And keep your hand on your right thigh, or maybe even taking it behind you. Back of the right palm, outside that left hip. Gaze over the right shoulder. And then act on folding the arm, coming back. And we're just going to switch sides. So this time your left leg is forward, knee over ankle, knee and toes pointing in the same direction. And then hands on the mat, or maybe your blocks. Try to have that spine and torso long. And then maybe taking your hands onto your thigh. Again, spine long. If you want to add the twist, left hand to the outer right thigh. Inhale, lengthen, then exhale, twist to the left. Keeping left hand on the left thigh, or maybe bringing it out to the back of left palm, outside right hip. Continuing that breath. And then releasing the hand, coming back to center. And I just want to do one more pose before we do our final twist, is lizard pose. So lizard can be challenging, and we might not go very far, but we'll start with that right foot forward again, ankle over, knee over ankle. And then you can, keeping that toes facing towards the front of the room, you can maybe move that right foot out to the right, towards the right edge of your mat. And then if you have blocks, you can just have your hands on the blocks. Again, opening that hip just a little bit more. If you have blocks, you can go to the top. And then as we hold here, just for a few breaths, you might be able to take your forearms down to the blocks, or maybe even the mat, but no rush to get there. Whatever works for your body today on this side. And then we're going to slowly come out of it and change sides. So again, this time the left leg is forward, knees stacked over the ankle. And then you can walk your foot, that front foot, out to the left a little bit. And then hands can be on blocks or floor. Spine is long. And then if you can keep that spine long, you may be able to lower down. And then coming back up. And then we're going to come to sit and do some twists. So we'll keep our legs straight. The legs extended in front. Remove flesh from the sit bone so you can get a grounded seat. And then we're going to take a twist, take that right foot, place it outside that left thigh, knee, or shin. And then bring your fingertips to the right fingertips to the ground. Inhale, lengthen through torso. Then exhale, begin to twist to the right, lower, middle, upper torso. You can take your left hand to your left thigh. Gaze over the back shoulder. And exhale, come back. We'll switch sides. This time, right leg is straight, bending left leg. Left foot outside that right thigh or knee. Fingertips to the mat at the base of the spine. Inhale, keeping spine lengthening. Exhale, slowly twist to the left. Gaze over the back shoulder. And exhale, coming back to center, uncrossing the legs. This time, keeping right leg straight. And then bending left leg, left foot inside that right thigh, heel in towards groin. If you have a belt or a strap, feel free to use it. And if you do, you can place it across the heel of your right foot. If not, you're fine, doesn't matter. Twist your torso so it's directly over that straight right leg. Inhale, lengthening the torso, the spine, and then exhale, begin to fold. You may not fold very far at all, but you want to keep that spine long so the breath can continue to move in and out without restriction. If you do have a strap or something, it's a great way to continue to breathe into it and help assist you, so you might be able to fold a little deeper or just walk your hands down the mat. And then we'll lift up, other side. Left leg is straight. Bend right leg, right foot to inner thigh. Inhale, spine is long, twisting your torso so it's directly over that straight left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Then exhale, slowly folding. And then inhale, lift up. And we're going to come to lie on our back. So lie on the back, bending your knees, bringing the feet to the mat. And then inhale, lifting the hips up. Lift hips over to the right side of the mat and set them down. Then bring bent knees into the chest and let the knees fall to the left. And bring your gaze to the right. You can have that right arm extended out to the side as you gaze towards the right. Left hand can go to the outer right knee or thigh and guide it towards the mat. If you need to put something under your left knee or shin, feel free to do that. This should be a gentle spinal twist. And then bring gaze back in, knees back to center, feet to the mat. And then lift hips up and then bring them over to the left side of the mat, set them down. Loosely hug right knees into the chest and then taking your right hand, outer left knee or thigh, and guide them over to the left. Left arm is extended to the side, gaze towards the left fingertips. Bring knees back to center, realign the spine. We'll come into final relaxation. So if you want to take Supta Baddha Konasana, feel free to do that, or just extend your legs straight, letting legs and knees fall out to the side. Arms falling out to the side, palms of the hands facing towards the ceiling. Closing your eyes. Letting these last few moments let the practice settle in. begin to bring movement into toes and fingers. Wrists and ankles. Then reach arms overhead, arms and fingertips towards the back of the room, spine is long, legs and toes towards the front. One full body stretch. Then hug knees into chest. And then fall to the right, pausing there, upper arm supporting the head, taking a few breaths. Then pushing the hands into the mat, and then coming to a seat. I want to thank all of you for coming and practicing yoga with me tonight. I hope you have a wonderful evening and rest of the week. Namaste.